Welcome back to our channel, everyone.
Cannot thank you guys enough for all of your prayers and messages. Still just reading them. It's incredible.
You guys are just the best. Thank you. Thank you. We feel the love. We feel your prayers. We are so grateful. If you missed our last video, go back and check that out. We kind of give you the update on our cute Jared hair. How are you feeling today, cutie?
I'm feeling okay. I still have like discomfort in my chest area and like my throat, and that's kind of like the questions I want to ask like the doctor on this follow-up visit, is that whether or not like if that needs to be a concern and what we need to go from here and how long I'm going to be feeling this for.
So you can probably tell we just got here to the hospital, you guys, and I know you are too.
Yeah.
We are so excited to have this follow-up appointment, just because we've just been kind of on pins and needles, like, okay, how, like, when can he resume things? When can he resume normal activities? When are we like out of like the woods with, you know, the tear and healing and everything? And I just feel like we've been on this, it's just been a little nerve-wracking, as you can imagine. So
yeah, so it's only been like a few days since the surgery, and I've been on like the soft food diets for about 2 of those days. The other 3 I would say is like a mix between clear liquids and then just fasting. And so I kind of want to make sure that like I'm on the right track, or if I can start eating regularly again, and basically just how long all this is gonna take. Like the whole recovery time, process, everything.
Yes, and obviously, you guys, his health is our #1 concern, making sure that he's good. It's just tricky because you can't see it. You know, the tear, it's inside your body, so you can't see it. So anyways, it's just, it'll be so good to finally talk to the doctor. We have a whole long list of questions.
Oh my goodness, we literally created a massive list like on my phone and made it like as like a checklist. And just went through everything, and it's just like, okay, like we have this time in here. Let's just make sure we get all of our questions answered. And so yeah, we're gonna do our best and hopefully hope for the best. I don't know.
I'm just excited to see what they think, get more answers so we can make sure we're taking good care of this guy. And he can be good to go. And obviously with our upcoming Europe trip that we've had planned, we've been on pins and needles kind of with that, so we're gonna ask them all about that. Speaking of that, we better head on in and go get some answers for our cute Jared. All right, we just got done with our follow-up appointment, and I think it went really well. As good as expected.
We asked them every single question. Every single one, plus we had a couple others pop up that we didn't even think of.
Yes, guys, and I totally spaced mentioning this earlier. So Jared, if you missed it in our last video, the silver lining in all of this is he was diagnosed with something called EOE. And obviously, since we found that out, we've been trying to like research it a ton and find out more information, but we haven't been able to speak with the doctor about it. And so that was really good. We got some good information on that as well. So, but
before we get into that, let's maybe just give an update real quick on my tear and my condition and how everything's going.
The good news is, you guys, everyone's prayers have worked, as we've mentioned. Jared hasn't shown any signs of like fever, chills, air pockets, things that are very concerning when you do have that tear in your esophagus. And so that is the amazing news. They said, obviously, you know, we still need to watch for those, because here's the thing with the tear, it's just like any cut, like there is potential that, you know, it could open up.
Yeah, it could get worse. But as of right now, like I'm continuing to feel better every day. I still have discomfort and I still have some pain, and we talked to the doctor. They said that's normal and to be expected, which made me feel a lot better.
They also, a big thing obviously is eating, his diet. Like we've been really nervous, when do we introduce like foods back in, like regular food he can chew and everything. And the doctor was great. He said he would still stick to soft foods for the next few days, just to really baby it and make sure he's good with that, and then slowly start to introduce food back into it that's, you know, harder.
So I did mention this earlier, I believe. I've been on this, you know, soft food diet for about 3 days or so, and I think my doing it for like another few more days, maybe like another week or so, I think hopefully by then I'll be feeling kind of like more normal, maybe be able to actually eat regular foods after that.
Yeah, that's all. We're just trying to baby it, and the doctor said that's good, like still do that.
Because here's the thing, like with it being a tear, it's inside my body, so obviously I can't like just monitor it whenever I want. It's not like a cut on the outside of your body. It's like you can like put a band-aid on it and like kind of check to see how it's, you know, healing. And that's kind of like the thing here, is that like I have this tear and they're not able to manage it or like monitor it, you know, physically from the outside. What they can tell if causing issues, it would show it on the outside of my body. So Brittany said earlier, like chills, or they said something like right here, air pockets that would feel like Rice Krispies.
Yes.
And yeah, all this stuff. And luckily I don't have any of that stuff.
Yes. So that's the really good news, you guys. So things are progressing. Things are looking really good from that front. There is something that we're probably going to have done where it's like a swallow test, where they take like a dye or something like that, a contrast, and they see it through an x-ray, and basically it shows where the liquid goes so they can see if it's leaking out anywhere, which I am really happy about, because I feel like that'll just give us even more peace of mind, especially for our trip coming up, that like, yes, it looks like it's healing right. Things look good there.
We explained that to them, that we have that upcoming trip to Europe, and we're just saying, you know, we are really terrified because we've been really looking forward to this, but now at the same time, it's like, how is Jared going to be? How's his health going to be? You know?
Oh, that's number one most important, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I definitely want that to get done, just to give us that peace of mind, just to like reassurance of yes, it's like closed up and it's healing.
We did talk to the doctor, so ironically, we had a follow-up appointment with the nurse practitioner, and then as we were leaving, the doctor who actually did the surgery flagged us down, and he kind of, you know,
so nice.
Yeah, super nice, and just kind of like went over some of our additional concerns that we had. When we spoke to the nurse practitioner, she did say, you know, I wasn't there when they did the endoscopy, so, you know, I don't really know, but there's something called the barium swallow, which Brittany is talking about. And she's like, they could do that, they could not do that. And then when we saw the doctor, when he flagged us down, we asked him about it, and he said, you probably don't need it. And so, but I think, you know, I think both of us might feel a little bit more, you know, peace of mind if I did get it done.
Yes, because here's the thing, like Jared, even yesterday, he tried to pick up some grocery sacks, and it got pretty painful in his chest. And so we asked him about activity level and different things like that. Just because from getting released from the hospital, like they don't give you a ton of information. And so we've been in this limbo, like, okay, what can he do? What can he do? And so it's really good just to hear from both of them, like, yeah, you should limit your activity. He was saying, you know, don't really lift anything more than like 15, 20 pounds for the next week or so, and let's kind of see how that goes. Just cause any strain on that, and like,
which I think is really good to know, because, you know, leading up to before my procedure, I was working out almost every day.
Oh yeah, lifting heavy weights.
And so now it's good to know, it's like, okay, like maybe hold off on that for at least another week. Do the soft food diets for a few more days, see how you feel.
Yeah, just little by little, which is, I think, a really safe, good approach, because the last thing we want to do is
make it worse.
Have that open up or do something to it to have any of those scary symptoms and situations happen. So
I know, I'm just looking at all the stuff we had. Like, we have so many questions.
But I mean, I think that's given, you know, when you hear how serious this thing can get and be, we just want to be ultra cautious with it, and it's nerve-wracking, as we mentioned. So it's really great. I feel more at peace talking with them, having a lot of those questions answered. I will say we're still nervous, because it's not like, yep, you're good to go, like, see you later. Like, it's like, no, you need to still baby it. It's slow progression. Also, we forgot to mention, so with this medicine, so it keeps the acid in your stomach and not coming up into your esophagus to like irritate the esophagus and where the tear is.
Which is nice,
So hopefully that helps a lot with his inflammation of his esophagus, because right now it's really inflamed. And so that's really good news. But they said they want to do a follow-up endoscopy in probably 2 months.
So I'm on this medication morning and night for 8 weeks. So after that, they want to do the follow-up endoscopy. They said they'll stick the camera down there and check the inflammation, and also they can check the tear, make sure that's looking good and healing right. So we do have that coming up later down the road, so that'll be good to check in on all of that. And like we said before, we've been reading a ton of your guys' comments, and it sounds like so many of you guys can relate with me, which makes me feel, you know, like I'm not
not
the only one in the boat.
Yes, you guys, and we're just so hoping, especially with this EOE, I know we haven't even dove into that. I feel like there's just like two big things going on with this, and obviously the tear is like most prevalent and important to get that taken care of first, and then we go into like the causes. But I feel like it's just been crazy to see how many people, as Jared said, like struggle with having their esophagus stretch and getting food stuck.
Yeah, and I kind of think maybe like a little bit of a silver lining in all of this is, you know, here I am constantly struggling with this my entire life, not knowing why. I've gone to an allergist, came back with nothing, but yet I continue to have issues throughout my life. Finally end up having to go to the ER, get like an emergency food obstruction endoscopy. Come to find out, it's because I have something that's triggering it all called EOE, which stands for Eosinophilic esophagitis. So I am hoping that by me sharing this is going to help someone else out there that's watching this video, or maybe it's, you know, someone that's kind of going through the same stuff. It's like, oh yeah, my friend has trouble swallowing, or he chokes on his food, or whatever the case may be. Definitely please share with them this video, because my entire life I had no clue what was going on, no idea, met with allergists, came back with nothing.
Nor was this ever even brought up that this could be something he could have. We always thought GERD was something, like I feel like it's been so misdiagnosed by so many different doctors. And
like the more that we've learned about this, the more we've realized like, yeah, this is definitely what I have, and it's obviously, you know, proven now, but yeah, so it's kind of like just kind of crazy to me. It's like, anyway, so I'm hoping that by me sharing it's going to help someone out there watching this video to maybe go get themselves checked, and then after you get yourself, you know, checked, and if it comes back positive that you do have it, then you can actually start making the necessary changes, lifestyle changes, so you don't have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, and that's the other piece to this, you guys. So after we found out, you know, what we need to do moving forward to take care of the tear and that piece of it and his esophagus, then we went into EOE. We didn't get too far into that because we were going to be meeting with a specialist, like an allergist or immunologist or something like that. I can't pronounce it. They said we're going to get a referral.
Yeah, so they said that between the three of them, the immunologist, the allergist, and the gastroenterologist, they would kind of like co-manage it.
Yeah.
And kind of like figure out, you know, try to pinpoint what's going on.
Because there's apparently, I mean, we're just all learning so much about this, but apparently there's different types, there's different triggers, whether it's food related. So a lot of the time you do an elimination diet and figure it out that way, which it's kind of just, it's pretty intense. It's intense.
It is intense, and it's very new because there's not, like kind of Brittany said earlier, like a lot of times like it's been misdiagnosed as like GERD, but it's actually this.
Yeah.
And it's because it's new, there's not a lot of information on it.
Yeah, there's not a ton out there, but luckily they are doing more research with it. And so you can do the elimination, or sometimes this doctor just told us, he said sometimes certain types of EOE can be treated just with the PPI, it's called, so with an antacid type medicine. Yeah. And that actually takes care of it, so you don't, it's not triggered by like certain foods. I don't know, you guys, there's a lot that goes into it. We don't know experts.
There's a lot of stuff.
Basically, there's a lot that we're gonna have to meet with an allergist to try and see, okay, what are the next steps we take? Do you recommend doing the elimination diet? Like, how are we gonna help? Obviously is just getting his esophagus not to be inflamed, so this does not happen in the future, and obviously you know, a lot of the risks that come with not taking care of it and treating it. So
and with that EOE, like the more we research it, the more it's like, oh my gosh, like that gives me issues, this gives me issues, and it's like, okay,
it's so crazy. And just all of his stomach stuff he's been dealing with, we haven't even talked about on the vlog. Like, it's just crazy. I think it's all related, and so it's been such a blessing, even though this is so much for Jared to go through health wise. It's like just having that answer of like an actual diagnosis of this is why this is happening, and this is probably affecting this as well. It's like, feels so
good. It's nice to have closure. Obviously I'd rather it not be anything.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's better to have the closure than not.
And like a plan of action, like okay, well, we can figure this out. It's probably going to be a long road, and lots
I'd rather
to figure out, but
try to figure my way through a lit maze versus a dark maze. So that's how it feels right now. Yeah, that's honestly how it feels right now. Yeah, so at least someone turned the lights on and I have an idea of...
That's true, babe. I've actually never heard that before, but the more I think about it, that's really how it's built in the past. Because it's going to be a maze. We're in a maze anyway, so it might as well be somewhat, you know, some direction in this. So,
exactly.
Anyways, you guys, that is kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, it's a long explanation. We're learning all about it ourselves. It's very new in general.
Yes. The great news is we're walking away from this is still, Jared is looking really good recovery-wise. We're going to keep babying him and make sure we're just taking all the precautions to get that healed and taken care of. The next step will be getting this x-ray with the swallowing test.
We'd like to really get
scheduled,
that done, I think, so
hopefully, and then obviously, you know, meeting with a specialist to go into how do we start treating the EOE and determining what all of that looks like. So it's a lot. It is a lot, but
it's a new frontier.
I have to say, you guys, this guy, hats off to him. It's not easy dealing with, take that out. It's not easy dealing with all these, you know, doctor's visits and just, you know, big changes. Like, he's probably have to make some really big changes in his diet and just how he lives every day. And there's just like lots of things to it, but he has had the most positive attitude through all of this. And he's been just incredibly, I want to say, like, his faith has definitely grown from this. And I think me too, in terms of just knowing what could have happened during that tear and everything like that. We're so grateful for that. But mad shout out to Jerry, because he is just taking this so well, and I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my wife. Brittany has been incredible.
Okay, we don't need to give the nice, it's not a nice compliment.
But I am gonna want to thank all of you guys for your prayers and, you know, your sweet messages and comments. Like, it really does mean the world to both of us. And you know, we lay in bed and just read them, and we really I don't want to cry, but we really appreciate it. You guys are really nice, and I definitely feel like my faith has grown tremendously because of all the stuff I've been going through. So I'm grateful wearing glasses right now.
I was gonna say, I'm so glad I have sunglasses on right now.
But yeah, I'm just really grateful for our you know, little family we've built and little community. You guys are amazing. So
you guys are so amazing. Yes, it means the world to us. It means the world to us, and hopefully you guys share your experiences with us. We're sharing this. Hopefully it helps someone, and it's kind of like, it's kind of cool, the, you know, how you give us information, we give you information. Hopefully we're all just helping each other. So
hopefully we helped someone today while watching this video.
Yes, you guys. But we love you. Thank you for following along this crazy journey in life. You know, you never know what's gonna happen around you. We sure, life is interesting. We will put it that way. So
anyways, but yeah, we just want to give you guys an update on this follow-up appointment. Glad things are going well, and we're going to try to be taking it easy.
Yeah, we do have a lot of stuff, you guys, that has been scheduled for a while, and so we're going to just make sure we'll get into all of that in another video. We're not even going to talk about that, but we're so grateful we were able to meet with the doctor. Have a plan for this guy, and with that, I think, we're gonna go from there. We're gonna get home, get him some applesauce or something. We gotta
that soft food diet is not fun, but
we gotta come up with some new things. So let us know any of suggestions on that.
That are EOE friendly.
Yeah, EOE friendly, and you can chew. And it's been a process, but we'll get there. But we love you guys so much, and we'll see you all next time.
See you guys. Love you. Bye.